Hey everybody, it's the God Consciousness Project. We present God Consciousness by God, Chapter 25, Separation Anxiety. And just a quick note before we get into the narration. I want you to know that in no way am I suggesting that I am personally the voice of God. My name's Robert Farmilo. I am the narrator for the God Consciousness Project from this book, God Consciousness, written directly by God. And sit back, relax, enjoy this reading, and you're going to notice on the video screen there'll be a box that'll appear for a little while at the beginning and then a little while at the end of this narration where you can click on it and get taken directly to the God Consciousness Project website, and you can order the book for free from that website, or you can buy it through that website as well. Plus, there are a bunch of really cool features on the website you might want to go and check out. Some interesting course material. It's all free, and I want to invite you to take a look at the website at your leisure. Now, without any further ado, let's get right into it. Chapter 25 from God Consciousness, written directly by God, Separation Anxiety. At the beginning of life itself, there was a tiny moment of hesitation. I knew that much would go unnoticed for a very, very long time. I wasn't that sure of myself. I knew I wanted companionship, and I knew I wanted to get know myself better, but I hesitated. As I came into being, there was a brief little moment where I wasn't exactly sure of myself. I didn't really know how great I really was. I didn't know about greatness or wonderfulness or being oh so good looking. In a way, you could say that in that tiny little moment of eternity, I was suffering from a form of separation anxiety. I was quite oblivious to the clash of ego brought on by desire for acknowledgement of myself by myself or selves. Where I came from, well, I wasn't sure where I came from, except that it wasn't where I found myself. All I knew was that it wasn't where I was anymore, and that everything had changed. Of course, the more I discovered about myself, the more I realized how silly the whole thing was, and the more I knew where I came from, which was from nothing, and that I was nothing. So I really had a bit of a crisis at the very beginning of me, the beginning of me, if you see what I mean. And if you don't, you will. That I guarantee you. So it is quite normal for you to feel some separation anxiety too. Quite normal. If I do and have and will, well, so will have and can you too. You might genuinely be concerned that when you get into me, you will lose some benefit of being a normal human being and end up losing some precious quality of yourself. Leaving the old life of relative comfort, the comfortable furniture of your current illusion, leaving the habitat of your familiar environment of stultification that comes with deliberately ignoring my presence. Yes, there might well be some sort of separation anxiety as you leave your old life and take on this new deal with me. It is to be expected that parts of yourself that are very firmly rooted and grounded in the comfort of denying the possibility that I exist, let alone that you can have a dynamic, telepathic, clear relationship with me, will not agree with your decision to know me. I love this language that has words inside words. For example, the word know is made up of the word now. So in one sense, to know me is to now me. I'm really in the now. And to be in the now is to really know me. And when you are in the now, you are in the know. When you are into knowing of now, when you are into the knowing of now, you are very, very close to me because I am truly in the now. And those in the know are in the now. I'm glad you, I'm glad you let me have this little play with words. It is a comfort to me that you indulge me to this degree, but it is also helpful to you too, that you read and or hear about this connection between words and the content of me that is in the very words that you use to get around with. The anxiety you feel around knowing me, that feeling you get of not knowing for sure whether any of this is really real or could be real, or any of that doubt surrounding experiences you may have or are having of me coming directly into your thoughts, into your mind, and thinking my thoughts directly into your mind so that you know in the now that there is something different about these thoughts as compared to other thoughts that you may think. Well, that is a part of the separation anxiety I suffered through too. When I came into being, I looked around at the nothingness and really wondered whether I was really real too. And that is what happens to you, or it will, as you come closer to me. It is natural to go through a sort of separation anxiety from what was seemingly a normal existence as you come into this very dynamic relationship of divine guidance and mental telepathy with me, God, creator of everything, creator of creation, creator of the whole shebang, and creator of the creator, me, who created me, who created me, who created nothing, which is where I come from, etc. You think you're confused? Well, at least I know now all the time. And I've always known now, and will always know now. So what I say is, know now, and know the new now when you knew now then. Yeah, again, thank you for indulging me in my little word plays, but they are important plays on words. They draw you ever deeper inside the complexity of knowing now and the new now, and knowing the new now, knows anew. As you contemplate these great truths, you get closer to the humor that helps get you through to the divine funny bone, and this will help you get through the inevitable separation anxiety that comes with getting into me. Because who wants to leave the comfort of not knowing now? It is very scary to leave home and journey out into the big, mature world of me and all my mysterious urges. There's so much to learn about self and depth of feeling and the urge to go deeper and deeper with me into you, who is me anyway, and is like a big fat compulsion, really. We have talked about desire before. Well, another word to help understand the reason for chemicals is compulsion. The compulsion that comes with me wanting to know me, who is you. But meanwhile, you are not so sure about me and about getting to know me. Maybe at first you are really keen to do it, but as you get closer, not so sure, getting a bit dodgy round the edges. You get to thinking, wouldn't it be better if I just stayed normal and forgot all this God stuff? Especially the bit about having me in your brain, thinking thoughts directly into your mind. That is like a loss of mental privacy. Talk about boundary issues. Talk about crossing boundaries. And mental telepathy is bogus crap, right? Anyway, right? And mental telepathy with God? Who are you kidding? So this is the kind of separation anxiety that is to be expected, and it is quite normal. I go through it all the time. Crazy, eh? It is almost guaranteed. Certainly most aspirants have to go through the valley of doubt. It just is one of those is things. Here is what you do. Ask me to help you. Just ask me. Put together a very simple request like, God, help me understand this doubt I have about you. Or, God, please help me to understand you better than I do right now. Or, God, please help me to know you more completely than I do right now. Or, God, I know you as much as I do right now. Please help me to know you as much as you want me to know you, as much as I can know you. Let me know you now. I know there are some of you who have been introduced to ideas that state there is no separation and there is no need for completion, that the mere idea of the separation or a need for completion is bogus poop doodle. I know that there are entities and beings who are promoting this kind of resurgence of self-knowledge, and of course, in its own way, it is quite true. There is no separation and there is no rising up into or completion. You are already the wonder-filled and enlightened being you can ever possibly be, except that you do not know that yet. Often I get the impression that you think there is a lot of work to all this getting to know me deal. Well, in one way of looking at it, it might seem that way. Perhaps there is a certain amount of personal suffering that happens as you go along in life. Certainly most of you can identify with having experienced some sort of physical pain in your life so far. Maybe you have stubbed your toe or cut yourself or been cut. Perhaps that hurt a little. I feel your pain. You know that. I feel everything, everywhere, all the time, and all the no time too. I feel what has happened and what hasn't happened. I feel what will happen and what can never happen. Let me put it this way. I am what happened. I am what is happening. And I am what will happen. And I am happy about it. About that. And so on. With all the abouts that can possibly ab and out. And so I know about your separation anxiety. It may not be real, but it can sure feel that it is real. And so, in a way, it is sort of real, isn't it? It is like the suffering you go through over desiring to have no desires. It is like the fight to not fight anymore. It's like the struggle with having no more struggles. Oh, the struggles with the ruggles of the uggles. Oh, I know I'm really pushing the wordplay, and thank you for your indulgence. I only hope it gives you some very small amount of pleasure and possible diversion from the great pretense of wanting to not want. Here's another string of ideas that twist and turn back in on themselves. Wanting to want to not wanting is a want that is wanting to want no more. Therefore, anxiety over the separation between us, anxiety over that which does not, cannot ever be, because we are not in truth separate, though it may sometimes seem that way. Therefore, you are suffering over nothing. Take a big, long breath and feel me come into your body, into my body, which is your body, the body we share, and the body that breathes the air that is me, and you too, though I know most of you really and truly do not have a clear and conscious experience of the air being yourself. Perhaps some of you get this as an intellectual concept, maybe as a distinct possibility of the reality of the situation, but to actually factually experience the air you breathe as being really and truly you and not some air you are breathing into you, well, for most of you that just isn't your ongoing reality of concrete experience of awareness of the air being you and you being me, and so on. So moan all you want about me being a bit too tough with this discussion of separation and its attendant anxiety. I want you to understand it is something you will go through to whatever extent you go through it, and go through it you must to whatever degree you do. This separation anxiety is an important part of the journey into being with me, again, of being with yourself, of you and me getting to know each other, and of you knowing me as you in the now knows now. Now, wow!